welcome back to another episode of Cinema Sitdown. I'm Leilani. Today I'm going to be your host, and we are joined with two special guests.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Paris.
And I'm Isaiah.
We just watched Swiss Army Man, and that's what we're going to be reviewing today.
I'm so excited.
I'm wild excited for
Me
this.
too. Let's go. Yes, dude, yes.
Alright, so as we said, we just watched Swiss Army Man, which was a movie about this guy who got stranded on an island. And he happens to find this dead body that washes up on shore. And throughout the entire movie, he just kind of makes a new friend, interestingly. But a lot happened, and how did you guys feel about it?
I felt pretty good about I thought that it was like kind of wacky and quirky, but also it kind of had like a message, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it did. So I thought it was pretty good. It was like wacky and, you know, they had little fun things throughout it but also I feel like the message that which was trying to portray was cool.
I would agree. I think, you know, you got to get over the weirdness of it a little bit, but I think there is some good messages, you know, a good story and good characters in there. It's just some people are going to be thrown off by how weird it is, kind of thing.
Alright, so yeah, there's definitely a lot in there. One of the things that I just kind of thought about first was, so throughout it, he kind of made all these sculptures and people to kind of recreate civilization that he didn't have around him. But I don't know where all the trash came from if there was nobody there.
Yeah, that plays into a part of my theory. Basically, I don't know. Like, we don't really know. Like, you can't trust like his portrayal of how it happened. Like, I think like maybe it was like either him dreaming or he was like not dreaming, but like he kind of just made it up. Like, I feel like there's a part of me that thinks that his friend like Manny like wasn't even real, because like, you know, that can't happen in real life. And like the message the theme of like, you know, trying to come into yourself and accept yourself is so grounded in like humanism and like reality, whereas his friend Manny is like such a contradiction to that, of defying everything that we would think of as human. So that dichotomy of the message being so grounded in reality, whereas the catalyst to that is so not, makes me think that it probably wasn't real.
I think they're purposely trying to mislead the viewer.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like at the end, it doesn't really matter whether or not it was real or not, because it still affected him. Mm-hmm. It still changed the way he lived, and I think you wouldn't be able to have that big of a change if it wasn't something that had kind of like a mystical presence to it, like Manny did, because he was doing all these extraordinary things. And I think it also just helped the story from becoming like about survival, which it wasn't in the end. It wasn't really about like surviving in the wilderness. So I think it was just kind of like a plot device in that sense, where it's just, oh, well, this guy can just fix all the issues that will come up in a regular story. And for me, I didn't really care whether it was real or not. Yeah, I didn't really think about it that much.
Yeah, it was just interesting how all of a sudden there was just this person who kind of washed up on shore. And how did it, like, he started crying, and then all of a sudden it was his tears that just like magically made him come to life, like every other kind of Disney movie. But I think it was really interesting because they had just had a lot of weird comedic relief for something that would have probably been pretty serious. But just the way that they kind of went through it was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I think the comedy in this movie is definitely to like make you not think, to make it not so serious.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things they go over could easily just make it like, this could have been like a very depressing movie, and with like a very sad theme at the end where it's like, oh, society will always kind of reject people who don't fit in. But instead with the comedy, it kind of makes it have a more upbeat tone in the movie. And I think it makes sense, especially for the main character, because a lot of weird people, the only way they can get by is to joking about stuff. That's the only thing that they can do. So it makes sense that, you know, a movie about weirdos is a comedy in my mind. I don't think it could have been done any other way.
Yeah, I think a lot of the comedy in the film is like, it's like obviously like purposely like lowbrow stuff, like him just farting the whole time, which is like, I feel like it kind of gets old pretty quick, and they kind of just keep doing it. But I guess it works for like the like kind of what you said, like how it's like what it's trying to portray. So yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think
in terms of the comedic elements of it.
I think the low kind of brow like fart jokes and stuff like that, I think it's just, it can get like a little bit overdone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they were just trying to like go the very opposite of what, you know, comedy, like what good comedy is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because obviously like someone makes a fart joke and it's not funny kind of thing. Like it's like, oh, that's like, you know, kids joke about that because they don't have the intelligence to make a smarter joke kind of thing. So I think they were just trying to be like in your face about, oh, we're gonna be dumb, we're gonna be stupid in this movie, but at the same time, it isn't like that funny. Even if they're doing it purposely, it still doesn't really land all the time.
It doesn't hit the same, yeah.
Yeah, all that, it started with that, and then it ended with that too, which was...
Oh yeah, that's crazy. He started in the same place, like he was like dead on the beach.
Was it the same place though, or was that...
No, it was a different place, I think, right?
But I mean, pretty much just kind of the same scene.
I think it was a different place. I guess they were just trying to do like, oh, they're in the same place, but they've changed kind of thing. Like a lot of like movies and books do that, where it's like the beginning and the end of the story are in the same place, but the person has changed. So I think that's what they were trying to do, but just not the exact same place, just kind of like on a beach coast type deal.
Yeah. So Hank was the main character, and at first I could not read it. I didn't know what it was supposed to be. But if you really think about it, throughout it, one, he was probably either hallucinating or actually had a really interesting life. But he was kind of being nice because he was trying to help out Manny and be like, oh, this is, you know, what your life could have been if you were alive. And, you know, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, in like the opening shots of him, like he's like trying to kill himself or like hang himself. It's like, I feel like it's just like him showing like another person, like kind of what he wants. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying about like if Manny was really alive, like, or if it's more of just like an extension of himself, is kind of like, I kind of took it in a way as he was just like talking to himself in a way, like he's just kind of projecting onto this character, and really he's just trying to console himself.
I think I got the same kind of feeling, because at the end, for me, is kind of what made it click, because everyone was like confusing his name. They were like saying, are you Manny? And at first I was like, is this a mistake? Like, is it like he's not real or something? And then they kept doing it, and then sometimes, and he has to keep correcting. I'm like, no, I'm Hank, kind of thing. So I think they were trying to show like they are connected, if not the same person. And they're kind of like, they have that weird like thing where they have the same memories, and they're like going back and forth. So I think, I would say it's pretty like good chance that they're supposed to be the same person. and he's just kind of like hallucinating himself onto
Yeah.
this dead guy.
It's like some Fight Club stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Sigma movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was kind of getting that feeling whenever they got stuck in the tree, and then all of a sudden Hank was getting like all the flashbacks. But when he got pulled by the bear, I definitely thought they were going to switch roles, and all of a sudden Manny was going to be the only one living, and then, you know, Hank would just be the one washed up on shore.
That would have been cool.
That would have been a real plot twist.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think, because it didn't actually say like what his life was beforehand, what do you think Manny could have been doing before he washed up on shore?
Oh, Manny? Oh, yeah, I don't,
well, I guess
honestly,
either.
Yeah, I guess I don't know much about Manny. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was just kind of there as a, like I said, an extension of, what was the first guy's name again? Hank.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing that I didn't love about the film was how they portrayed Hank in the end, of where they try to set up this like sympathy and like, oh, you should feel bad for him, but he was like kind of weird. He's like a stalker, and I don't like when movies do that, when they like try to create this, because he's like the protagonist and like you want to feel for him, but like that's, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Like, why are you taking pictures of this film?
Yeah.
So he was probably just like, you know, like he was weird, but like I feel like there's a difference between like being yourself and being weird, and like being weird to other people. So yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you brought it up, and I was like, you know, they never really like talk about, he is like doing creepy stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, not, there's like, obviously, like, you know, society judges people on certain things, and some of it's dumb, but other parts are like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, you shouldn't like stalk people and like take pictures when they don't know, and then keep it as your lock screen and like just obsess over people.
Yeah, that's like just mental illness or something.
Yeah. Like, I think the character of Hank is like obviously supposed to like appeal to like weird introverted people.
Yeah.
And I think they do show a good kind of glimpse into how it feels to be one of those, but at the same time they don't really give other options besides just, oh, you know, embrace all of yourself. Yeah. But I don't think that doesn't mean like growth really. Like, if just like if a serial killer embraces all of himself, it's like that's not a good thing. It's like, you know, you got to pick apart what's good, what's bad.
Yeah. If you're a beta, you got to become an alpha. Basically, that's the point of the story.
Real.
Part of me wishes that he kind of explained himself to the girl, because she definitely seemed frightened. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't have been, but that definitely seems like, I feel like a middle school thing. I feel like people have definitely done that. Like whenever they're like, oh, this person, and then they just pull out their phone and it's just creepy. I don't know.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I guess there's like a tad bit of innocence in that, but it's like when you reach that age, it's like you kind of have to, you know, you can't do that, man. It's not cool.
Because you got that going.
Yeah, if
and
you're
then
like 13, it's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it's just like Hank is like the extreme where he's like so out of touch with people that he doesn't even realize like certain parts of his behavior are wrong. Mm-hmm. And like with some stuff he does recognize, like, you know, you don't fart around people, you don't ask them like inappropriate questions, but he also is still doing certain behaviors, and I think it's just kind of like he's selfish in a way, and he's like, well, I know this is weird, I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because by having a picture of this girl on my phone, like, I don't feel as lonely. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely not like the sweet, perfect guy, and like it's kind of reaching a dangerous territory where it's like they're not saying that you shouldn't be like him, and he's like the caricature of like a Reddit nice guy, and it's just like you don't want to become like Hank in this movie.
I want to know how long he's been like on the island, out of touch from just everybody.
Was it ever? Did they ever say how he got there?
I don't think so. It just kind of started there.
So he's just on the island, yeah. How'd you get yourself in that predicament? How do you just get lost on an island?
That's a good question.
Like, I've never understood how that happens. Like, I know you're on a boat, but like,
was he on a boat?
I mean, how else would he got to the island?
Yeah, how did he get to
You
the
can't,
island in the first place?
I don't think you could wash up on shore and survive.
I mean,
I guess Manny
Manny
did,
did.
so. The Chad Manny. It's the Virgin Hank.
if you guys got stranded on an island, obviously there was only like one thing that he had later on, but what would you guys take with you? The infamous question.
Like the one, I don't know.
Or at least hope washes up
It's true.
and appears there.
My phone. So I could call someone.
But if there's no service.
Oh. I don't know. I feel like one thing isn't like enough things. The one thing, probably like a, probably still my phone. Because I have like pictures on it and stuff. So I could like be like, oh man, I miss doing that.
Also, I'd probably just take my phone too.
At
Like
this
real talk,
point.
like what else am I gonna do?
Yeah. It's just so multifunctional, you know?
Exactly, like,
Technology's
well,
incredible.
I'm gonna play games on it. I'm gonna
Exactly.
read
Do
stuff.
you have like a charger and stuff, or?
I mean, I would literally just do exactly what Hank did. I would
With
just use up my
10%?
phone until it was about to die,
And then just
and then I would just I would die
Yeah,
too with it.
exactly.
Like, I mean, what
that's
else
like
am I
poetic.
gonna do?
It's
Yeah,
like I'm dying
exactly.
with my phone here.
That's the most like 2000s like kid thing
Yeah.
I've ever said, but like I'm stuck on an island, bro. I don't know how to survive.
I mean, that's true.
What else? Like a first aid kit. It's like that's not gonna last that long either. So
Dude, fire starter? I don't know how to start a fire anyways, so what?
You got the wood around you. You don't need the fire starter.
I wouldn't even try to survive, real talk. If I got stuck on an island, I'm not gonna try and survive. I'm just gonna like chill until you know
Until you
I'm
start
done.
hallucinating and you see
Yeah,
somebody
honestly,
come up.
like I'm just gonna chill. Like, why would I try and struggle?
literally, like chill out. You're just on an
Exactly.
island. Just
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I was like, in movie terms, if somebody like Manny came up, he is literally an all-in-one machine. You need a weapon, he can shoot pellets. You need a
true.
boat, he farts his way across the ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how they like the little gimmicks of like how they made him do every little thing. It was funny.
Yeah.
It made me chuckle. So
Good little
Yeah.
little knee slapper here
yeah,
and there.
yeah.
I didn't expect that kind of twist where he's like, oh, he actually has like powers. I thought he
Yeah.
was just kind of like be weird at first, but no, he just straight up is like actually powerful.
Yeah, like the tone of the movie, like in the beginning, is like you feel like it's so serious, especially because like going into it, like if you don't know that it's a comedy, and it's like he's about to kill himself, and it's like very serious, and then the title sequence happens, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
One
yeah.
of these types
yeah,
of movies.
Yeah. So that's cool. I like that little switch up. The all 1-2 on him. Harry Potter was in this movie.
Harry Potter
Oh,
and
yeah.
and the Riddler.
The
So,
Riddler.
The Riddler?
Yeah, the main guy's the Riddler.
I don't even know.
From-
Oh, from the new one.
From the Batman,
I
the new
didn't even watch
Batman.
that.
He's playing.
I feel very uncultured right now.
I mean, it's not that good. It's like
Oh,
it's like
I thought you were
it's like a
saying yes, you
mid kind
are.
of movie. No, I mean he's a good actor, so I was excited to see him.
Which
I haven't
one?
seen
The main character?
Yeah, the main one.
I don't
Also
think-
like
He
Harry
plays
Potter.
like the same character. in every
He really
movie.
does. He just like plays himself. I guarantee that's just how he is.
Well, fair enough.
And same with Harry Potter. I think that's just how he is
Yeah.
in real life.
Definitely.
I kind of
Just
wish he
rotting.
pulled out a wand and started like
That would've been cool.
actually
That would
doing
have been
magic.
crazy.
Yeah.
They intertwine stories.
This actually takes place. This is actually Harry Potter.
This is Hogwarts.
That's who he was. In the
Yo.
past life, he was Harry Potter, and that's why he
Exactly.
can
Oh,
do.
you
That's why he
right.
has the magic.
Yeah, and then he came back after he got. I don't honestly. I've never seen Harry Potter, but we're just gonna say he got expelled from Hogwarts, and that's where he ended up.
This is like a alternate history.
No, it's the
like a
same. It's the same
fanfic.
world.
Do you
No,
think
it's real,
canon?
dude. It's canon.
It's canon?
J.K. Rowling doesn't matter anymore. So,
Okay.
yeah.
She's no longer the writer.
She's out.
Coming back. All right. Well, very interesting movie. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Is this something that you expected in like a normal movie? I feel like it's a little bit different. I mean, just
For sure. It's definitely a little off the wall, a little quirky.
Most
But I
definitely.
like that about it a little bit. I mean, I like quirky movies.
It's a good weird movie.
Yeah.
definitely something.
What'd you think about it?
I think
Like, overall rating?
A rating
out of 100.
out of 100. Okay.
I'm gonna start
That's
doing
just
hundreds.
really
Because you
bringing
can
it
be more
up.
specific.
I mean, I guess.
No, actually, just do it out of 5.
I don't know, like a 5.
5 out of
Out
5?
of 10.
Oh, out of 10.
Yeah, I
okay.
forgot you
Okay.
said 5. I don't know. It's probably something that I would good to watch at least once, but watching it multiple times.
That's true. I don't know about the replay ability of it. I feel like I got everything. I
Yeah.
don't think I'll watch it again. But it was good.
It
Maybe
wouldn't
like
hit-
a,
it wouldn't
I'm
hit.
feeling like a 7 or an 8.
I'd probably give it like a 6. I give it like a 6.
Okay.
Some hard critics over here, guys. It's a hard world
Alright.
to be a filmmaker.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty much all that we had for this movie of Swiss Army Man. Hope that you guys enjoyed this little spiel of info
I
and
know I did.
kind of how we just kind of seen it.
Yeah.
It was different.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified.
If you've watched it, comment something.
Comment, give it a rating. God bless. See y'all later.